Tashi Delek, and welcome to this math class. And today we are going to start second chapters from geometry part, and in this chapters we will be learning the first topic of the chapter called Congruence of Triangles. Okay, let's start with the lesson Congruence of Triangles. And before I start and before we go towards this topic itself, let me revise this concept first. So what is triangle? Triangle is a closed figure with three sides and three angles. Okay, with three sides and three angles. Let me draw this diagram. So see here. So here when you join 3 points, you are exactly getting a triangle. Same here, if you are joining 3 line segments, you are exactly getting a triangle. So this figure is called as triangle. So it is a closed figure with three sides. How many sides? Three sides and three angles. Okay, and you can classify it. Okay, triangle can also classify on the basis of three sides and on the basis of three angles. Okay, let me do one by one. So see, in case of this, when you classify the types of triangles on the basis of three sides, what are they? You might have already got it. Let me write it fast. Okay, first one is equilateral triangle. Okay, equilateral, I'll write it in this way. Equilateral triangle, what kind of triangle it is? So here you can get it. Yes, this is the shape of triangle. In a triangle, if three sides are exactly equal, if three line segments are exactly equal, if three sides are exactly equal, means what? It is called as equilateral triangles. Okay, now come to the second one, isosceles. Okay, isosceles triangle means what? Isosceles triangle means in a triangle, if two sides are equal, then it is called as isosceles triangles. Okay, and the last one on the basis of sides, scalene. Okay, scalene triangle. What types of scalene triangle it is? And in a triangle, okay, if three sides are not equal, all three sides are not equal to each other, then it is called as scalene triangles. Okay, these are classified the types of triangle on the basis of three sides, on the basis of sides. When you look at the angles, you can also classify triangles in three types. Okay, what are they? The first one, okay, on the basis of angles, you can just write it. First one, acute angle triangles. Let me write it here. Acute angle triangles. Okay, acute angles. What types of triangles are there in acute angles? And this is called as acute angle. Let me write it here. B and C. This is the triangles. What is your angles? I can just write it here. Let me just give an example. So if this is 70 degree, this has to be 60 degree, and this has to be 50 degree. Now look at the angles. All three angles are having less than, the measure is less than 90 degree. That means it is acute angles. So acute angle triangles, this type. If your angles of interior angles of a triangle is less than 90 degree, and this type of triangle is called as acute angle triangles. Understood? Next, right angle triangles. Okay, right angles. Right angle triangle means what? You don't have to look at all three angles. You just have to look at the one of the angles of a triangle. Look at here. One of the angles of a triangle has to be always 90 degree. If it is 90 degree at one angle, okay, C, A, B, C, whatever it is, if one of the angles of a triangle is 90 degree exact, then it is called as right angle triangles. Understood? And now come to the third one, obtuse. Obtuse angle. Obtuse, what kind of obtuse angle? Triangle it is. And yes, again you don't have to look at all three angles. One of the angles of a triangle, okay, one of the angles of a triangle is always more than 90 degree. Okay, if it is more than 90 degree, then it is already learned this in last sessions. You have already done it. What is obtuse? And it is same to the angles. Okay, triangles. And if it is, I'll just put it 110. 110 is more than 90 degree. So in a triangle, if one of the angle is more than 90 degree, means what? It is always, this kind of triangle is always called as obtuse angle triangle. So you can classify the triangle on the basis of side in this way and on the basis of angle in this way. Do you get it clear? And this already done in earlier, but just I've revised this one so that it will be a little easier when you move further. Understood? Yes? Okay, we have done with triangles. Now we are moving towards congruence of a triangles. Okay, or first, okay, this verse is already done in class 7, and now we are going to revise it so that you can get more clear on the other part, okay. So to, okay, define this, okay, words congruence, let me, okay, get you clear on similars. If you got very clear on similar, then it will be really easy to define congruence, okay. So what is mean by similar? Similar means whenever you are comparing two objects or more than two figures or more than two things, okay. If yes, two figures are similar to each other means where you have to just think, you have to think about the shape, okay. If all your uniforms are same means all your uniform shapes are same, understood? But on the other side, if you look at the congruence, and you have to look at not only size but you have to see the shape. If you are having figures or any objects having same shape and same size, then you can just call as the two figures are congruent to each other, okay. And same here, so here we have got lots of examples in our classroom also, in everywhere around us we have got lots of examples of the objects which objects are congruent to each other, okay. And now see here, let me, okay, define this one. So congruence means what? A figure always having two or more than two figures. Two figures having same shape. Having same shape and same size, then we can just call that two figures are congruent to each other, okay. If, okay, same here, sometimes we can also define and just see like this, perfectly overlapping each other. If two figures are overlapping each other, then it is also called as the two, okay, congruent to each other, understood? So again we can just call it perfectly overlapping. Okay, perfectly overlapping each other. Overlapping each other. Okay, let me give an example. When you have two figures like this, okay, if you are having two paper A4 size, all A4 size are congruent to each other. Why? If you overlap one on another, it will be exact getting, okay, means one you are getting always one. So same here, when I take two triangles, and these two triangles, one yellow and a pink, and if I exactly same, okay, same shape and same size. If it is having same shape and same size, it is called as the two figures are congruent to each other, okay. Same here, when I overlap this one, it is also called as perfectly overlapping each other. When I overlap one another, okay, if I overlap each other, okay, then it is exactly getting, you can find only one triangle. If you find it only one triangle, then it is called as, okay, these two figures are, if it is overlapping each other, then it is also called as congruent to each other, understood? So yes. And now see here, we can get lots of examples. If you are having two lines, we can get lots of examples. If you have got two line segments are congruent to each other only when the measures are same, okay. So let me write it here, AB and CD. Line segment AB and CD are congruent to each other when, okay, if the size, if the lengths are same. If the lengths are same, then only you can just call that AB is congruent to CD, okay, 10 centimeter, 10 centimeter. Same for the angles, line you have done it, angle you have done it. If for the angles also, if two angles are congruent to each other means what? If the measures are same, then it is called as congruent to each other. So see here, angle, this angle, okay, you have got one angle here, this is 30 degree, and same angle if I am just getting here, see here, 30 degree. Shapes are same, and then look at the size means your angle measures. Measures are exactly same. If two angles having same measure means what? These two angles are congruent to each other. Understood? Now come towards triangles. When you look at the triangles, see here. And now see two angles are there, two triangles are there. We are going to check whether two triangles are congruent or not. Okay? By looking at the size or measures. And this is 90 degree, this is 90 degree. And this angle be, okay, 30 degree, I'll just put it here, 30 degree. This angle is also 30 degree. Now come to this one, this angle is, okay, 60 degree. Let me give this angle 60 degree. Got it? Now all three angles are equal to each other. Now come toward the three sides. And let me write it here, 3 centimeters. And here 3 centimeters. And here 4 centimeters. And here also 4 centimeters. And write it here 5 centimeters. And this one is 5 centimeters. Now check whether these two figures are congruent to each other or not. Okay? So let's see here. All three angles are equal to each other. And what about the side? This side is exactly equal to this, and this side is exactly equal to this one, and this is also equal to this one. So here, see, all six parts are exactly equal to each other. It means what? Two triangles are congruent to each other. Okay? How do we write it? When you write it, you can always write in this way. Triangle ABCS. What is the symbol of congruence? You can write it on equal to sign and put it like this. This is the symbol of congruence. Okay? So triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR. Understood? You can write in this way. Whenever, and same here, and this line is congruent to this means here. Line segment AB is congruent to line segment CD. Say CD. You can, this is the symbols of congruence, okay, congruent to each other, understood? So now see, by looking at all six, okay, all six, okay, parts are equal to each other, therefore this ABC is congruent to PQR. And now you have to know another word, corresponding. What is meant by corresponding? You have to get clear on this words, and this is very important. Before you, okay, move towards the rules of congruence of a triangle, you have to get clear on this corresponding. What is meant by corresponding here in this chapters, okay? And then what is meant by corresponding? Corresponding means what? First of all, you have to know this one. So how many corresponding angles are there? We have got three angles. So write it down. You can, which angles are equal to which? So let me write one by one. So here, angle A, you can write it down. Angle A is exactly equal to angle P. And same here, angle B is exactly equal to angle Q. And same last one, angle C is equal to angle R. And three angles are there. You can just get three angles. And now how many sides are there? So three sides. You can write it down, three sides. And what are they? AB. Side AB is equal to PQ. And BC. Yes, BC is exactly equal to QR. QR. And the last one, AC is equal to PR. Correct. So this is already given there. In two triangles, all three angles and all three sides are exactly equal to each other. Therefore, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of this corresponding? Which one is the corresponding sides and corresponding angles of, okay, two triangles? So you have to know that angle A, the vertex A is corresponds to which angle? Angle P, same measure. Whichever is having same measure, these two are corresponding to each other. Understood? So let me write it here. Vertex A is correspond to vertex P. And same here, vertex B is correspond to where? Q. And last one, vertex C is correspond to R. So same here, all these sides are correspond to each other. Okay? AB is corresponding to, line segment AB is corresponding to PQ. And line segment BC is corresponding to, this side is corresponding to QR. And same the last one, AC. AC is also corresponding to PR. So you have to know this very clear so that you can name this one. You can write this one in proper order. Understood? So you have to know this. What is meant by corresponding? And in the figures, let me tell you in this way. See here. And as we know that two triangles are congruent to each other, you have to know which one is the corresponding side and which one is the corresponding angles. Okay? If you overlapping each other, and these two are on one another, correct? And these two angles are called as corresponding angles. This angle and this angle are corresponding to each other, and this one, this 90 degrees. This angle and this angle are exactly having same measure, means what? Corresponding to each other. Same here, this angle and this angles are having same measures corresponding to each other. Understood? And same here, when I keep like this, is this two corresponding to each other? No, because the measures are different. And this is smaller than this one. This one is longer than this. So these two are not a corresponding sides. Correct? Corresponding side means when you overlap, it has to be always in same measure. Correct? Exactly same measure. So these all are corresponding sides and these all are corresponding angles. Do you get it clear? So why you have to know this one very clear? Because sometime you will be getting question in this way. And there has got one tricky thing here. Let me just tell you here. And here two triangles are congruent. You can write, this is the right statement you have written. Okay, some students always make the mistakes by writing this statement. Okay, last statement. Sometimes they did it everything right, but at last they made it mistakes over here. Got it? So let me clear this one, how to write it. Understood? And whenever you are writing this, okay, the last part, and the way which two triangles are congruent, you are always saying these two triangles are congruent. You are writing the name in proper orders, okay? And the first one, that is got a little tricky here. See here, first one, triangle ABC, anything. First one you can write any way, okay? Either you can start from here, A, B, C, C, A, B, B, C, A. You can write any, okay, order. And in second one, congruent to other triangle. When you're moving towards the other triangle, how do we name? You have to write in order. You have to write in corresponding angles, okay? First one, A is corresponds to which angles? DP. So it is right, okay? A is exactly equals to B. A is equals to P. A is corresponding to P. And the next one, B. A is corresponding vertex of P. And B is the corresponding vertex of Q, exactly, yes. Q and B are exactly equals. And same here, C is exactly equals to R. So C order. This is in proper order. That means this statement is totally right. This is right, okay? And sometime I'll write it here. Let me write it, okay, here. Yes, it will be better here. Write it. Sometimes students are writing in this way. Triangle A, let me write it here, BC. BCA is congruent to triangle QP, okay, QPR. So is this statement is correct or not? So how do we check? First of all, see whether it is in proper order or not, okay. Sometimes students may write in this way. They thought that they have written in the right way, but it is totally wrong. So see here, let me check one by one. And B is totally right. B is corresponds to Q, yes. B is exactly equals to Q, that is right. Now C, is angle C equals to angle P? Is angle C equals to angle P? No. So it is totally wrong. So here this is not equals to. Angle C is not corresponds to angle P. Angle C is corresponds to angle R. Angle P is the corresponding vertex of angle A. P is corresponding vertex of angle A. So it is totally wrong orders. Okay. So this is wrong. Sometimes students are writing in this mistakes. And if you write it in correct one, so everything will be easy. This chapter is very easy, okay? Once you write it correctly, you are not getting any difficulty at all, okay? So you have to know this corresponding. What is exact meaning of corresponding sides and corresponding angles? So we have got 3 corresponding angles and 3 corresponding sides, okay? Once we prove that, okay, now see here. Let me write it here, okay? Once we prove that 2 triangles are congruent, then all 3 angles, okay, all 3 angles, corresponding angles and corresponding sides are always equal to each other. If you know that, see here, if you know that 2 triangles are congruent to each other, then all other parts are always equal to, all other part means all other corresponding, yes, part means you can just 3 angles and 3 sides are always equal to each other. So when you write it down, this is also the concept very, you have to get clear, corresponding part of congruent triangles are always equal, correct? In short form you are writing in this way, CP, CT. This is also very important when you solve the exercise, when you show and when you prove all the exercise regarding this one. You have to know this clear. When you have to use this one, CPCT, this is the short form. You are not writing all those things. You are always writing in your answer, you are always writing in a short form. CPCT means what? C stands for corresponding, P stands for part, C stands for congruence, and then T stands for triangles. Okay, I'll write it triangles. Okay, so CPCT means, yes, corresponding part of congruent triangles are always equal to each other. Once 2 triangles are congruent. Okay, when you have to use this one, only when, if you prove that 2 triangles are congruent, then only you have to use this CPCT. Do you get it clear? Okay, now let me show the rules of congruence of a triangle, and then I'll show you how to solve and how to prove this kind of questions, okay, where you have to use CPCT and how do we prove and how do we present this in your exams, okay. Let me do this after this, okay. Okay, next we are going to do this one, criteria for congruence of triangles, or you can just say rules for congruence of triangles. Okay, why we are using this one, rules, or how do we prove that two triangles are congruent? Okay, now actually we have got 6 parts, and I've already done just before some time. And two triangles, if two triangles are having 6 parts are there, 3 sides and 3 angles, all 3 sides and all 3 angles are equal, that means two triangles are congruent to each other. Understood? So now you don't have to look at all 6 parts are equal to each other. Out of 6, if 3 parts are equal to each other, then you can just call that two triangles are congruent to each other. You don't have to look all the parts. Understood? So because of that, there has got few rules they made it. And what are the rules and what are the criteria for congruence of triangles? Though we have got 4, but I'm writing 5 because second last is having similar to the third one. Understood? So say, let me write it here. First one, the first rule is side angle side, and your second rule is side side side. S stands for side and A stands for angles. Okay, and now third one is angle side angle, and the fourth one is similar. These two, most of the time students are writing only this one, side angle side, but I'm going to write it different because to get you more clear. Okay, I'm going to tell you the difference between those two. Okay, so angle angle side, and the last one is RHS. Okay, so now let me do one by one. Okay, so first one. Okay, which one is your first one? Side angle side. What is the meaning of this? And how do we prove that two triangles are congruent by using this rule? SAS means side angle side. If two triangles, let me draw the triangles. Okay, see here, first triangle and the second triangle. See here, I'll just name this triangle A, B and C, and P, Q and R. And now see here, two triangles are there. We are going to show and we are going to check whether these two triangles are congruent or not. Okay, by looking at by looking at 3 parts. What 3 parts are there? Side angle side means 2 sides. If two triangles, 2 sides and 1 included angles. If 2 sides and 1 included side of one triangle is exactly equal to the other, 2 sides, other triangle, 2 sides and included angles are equal, then these two triangles are congruent to each other. Okay, so now let me write it here. So suppose this is 4 centimeters, and I'll write it here 4 centimeters, and this one is 3 centimeters and 3 centimeters, and let me write it here 50 degree here angle, and this one is 50 degrees. Okay, if I'm writing in this way, so this is 50 degree. So I'm giving an example like this. And look at these 2 figures, two triangles. So here this side AB is exactly equals to side PQ. And same here, side BC is exactly equals to side QR. Exactly same. And A is including, A is in between 2 sides. So including side means including angles, 2 sides of a triangle with including angles means angle is in between 2 sides. So this is in between 2 sides, and from here also it is lying in between 2 sides. So if your rules are in this way, 2 sides and 1 angles are equal, then we can just call that two triangles are congruent by using SAS rules. And in exam, how do we write it? You have to know how to write also. So when you write it down, you can write in this way. So in triangle ABC, this triangle, we are going to check between what? This triangle and this triangle. So in triangle ABC and triangle PQR, and what else are equal? What 3 parts? Which 3? You don't have to look at 6 parts. Out of 6, I said it 3 parts. Which 3 parts are equal to each other? So see here, AB. First side is AB, which is exactly equal to PQ. Got it? That is already given. So do write it given. You don't have to write the measures. And the second one, angle B. Angle B, included angle is angle B. On other triangles, which one is including angles? Angle Q. What are the measures of angle? These 2 angles, 50 degree each. 50 degree each. You can write it 50 degree each. And next one you can write it down, BC. Side BC is exactly equals to QR, that is also given. You can write it down given. Do you get it clear? So therefore, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR by which rule? You use which rule? Side angle side rule. So do write it by, okay, you can write it down by SAS rules. Do write your answer in this way. Do you get it clear? So these two triangles are congruent, as you know, but you have to present in this way. Do you get it? So which rule you use, you have to mention in your bracket. Do you get it clear? Okay, now same here, sometime you are getting, do you remember you have already done CPCT? CPCT you have already done. So corresponding part of congruent triangles. Now as we know that, what types of questions you are getting? You will be getting a question in this way. See here, let me write the question of this. Okay, show that, okay, in this figure, I'm just going to give these two figures, okay. In the given figure, show that, first question, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR or not. That you have already checked, and you know that, yes, two triangles are congruent by SAS rules. And your second question will be getting, yes, if two triangles are congruent, what about this question? Is angle A equals to angle P or not? Your second question. And we have already done this one, CBCT, corresponding part of congruent triangles are always equal, means what? If two triangles are congruent, then all the corresponding parts are always equal to each other, okay? Now we have already proved that two triangles are congruent, and what are the corresponding parts? And A corresponds to which angles? A corresponds to P, and C corresponds to R, and B corresponds to R. Okay, and same here, side AC is corresponding side of PR. Do you get it? So now say yes. Is angle A equals to angle P? Your second question. First one is done, and your second you can say yes, or you can write it down. Yes, these two are equal. Okay, angle A is exactly equal to angle P by which rule? Okay, which condition you use? CPCT. By CP, you can write it down by CPCT. You can get the answer in this way. When you have to use this one, you have to use only when two triangles are congruent. Do you get it clear? And this is the first rule, side angle side. Let me move towards the second rule. Second, SSS. Okay, now how do we, okay, yes, SSS means what? Out of, okay, yes, 6 parts, 3 sides are equal to each other. And again, yes, what kind, okay, let me draw the diagram here. First, this one, and the second one. See here, okay. So, I write it here, A, B, and C. A, B, and C. D, E, and F. D, E, and F. Do you get it? And now see here I'll write it down here, 3 centimeters, and 4 centimeters, 3 centimeters, 4 centimeters, and 5 centimeters, 5 centimeters. And what is this? Okay, just look at that triangle. Can you find any parts equal? So here, out of 6, 3 sides are equal to each other. Okay, this 3 centimeter and 3 centimeters are exactly equal to each other, and 4 centimeter, this one is equal to this one, and this part is equal to this part. And okay, if 3 parts are exactly equal to each other, means what? And these two triangles are congruent to each other. Okay, now again, how do we present? You can present in this way. See here, in triangle ABC and triangle DEF. When you write it down in your exam, you have to present in this way. Understood? So which parts are equal to each other? Write it down one by one. So first of all, yes, AB is exactly equals to DE. DE, you can write it down given. This is right. You can write it down given. And second one, BC is the corresponding side of EF. Why? Because 4 centimeter, same measure is always having corresponding to each other. Correct? So here EF. EF, that is also given. And the next one is AC. AC is corresponds to DF. Exactly equals measure. So that is also given. You can write it down given. and therefore triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. By which rule you use? You use side rules, okay? You can write it by SSS rules. You can write and present in this way, okay? Again, so what kind of questions you are getting? Same, proof that. You will be getting proof that two triangles are congruent. Is this two triangle congruent? Yes. Two triangles are congruent to each other, okay? Next one, second, yes. Now all sides are equal means what about the corresponding angles? All corresponding are always equal to each other. So you can get this way. Show that, yes. Show that or prove that. First one, triangle ABC is congruent to triangle DEF. That we have already proved. And the next question you may get it here like this. Angle B. Is angle B equals to angle E? If I ask this kind of question, is angle B equals to angle E? Yes, of course. Why? Because B is corresponding vertex of angle E. Correct? B is the corresponding angles of angle E. So therefore corresponding parts are always equal to each other. So you can write it down second. You can write it down second. Angle B is exactly equal to angle E by what reason you are going to give it? This reason. This big reason you have to give it here. CP. Okay, right? CP means what? Once you prove that two triangles are congruent and then all the other parts are always equal to each other. So CP means corresponding part of congruent triangles are always equal to each other. Do you get it? So these two are the first and the second rules of congruence of triangles. Okay, let me start the third rules of congruence of a triangle, that is angle side angles. Okay, angle side angle means what? Out of 6 parts, if 2 angles and 1 side are equal to each other, okay, in between 2 triangles, then you can just call that 2 triangles are congruent to each other. Do you get it? So let me give an example so that you can get it more clear, okay? So I'll just make a diagram in this. I'll draw a diagram in this. So see here, A, B, C and C like this, and I'll just draw like this. This symbol is 90 degree, and let me give an example here. So this is 30 degree, and I'll give here also 30 degree. Do you get it? Okay, now see here, you can get a question in this way. Is these 2 triangles congruent or not? Okay, how do we prove that 2 triangles are congruent? Let's see here D. So this triangle, in this this is first triangle, this is second triangle. In this first triangle, what parts are given? First one is 30 degree. One part is given, this 30 degree is exactly equal to this 30 degree. And the second part, this shows that this is 90 degree. And this is 90 degree, and the other side, angle is also 90 degree. These 2 are equal. 2 angles are given. Now which included side is equal to each other? Okay, can you find it here? So here AD is common to both the triangles. AD is common to both the triangles, so therefore AD is equal to AD. Do you get it? So 3 parts are exactly getting. Once 3 parts are getting, that means what? 2 triangles are congruent to each other. Understood? Let me prove one by one. So see here, when you write it down, you can write in this way. In triangle ABD and triangle ACD. Write in order. Triangle ACD. In these 2 triangles, which parts are equal to each other? First of all, this part. And what is the name of this angle? You cannot call angle A. Angle A means whole this is called as angle A. So now you have to know how to name this angle. You have to keep the vertex in the middle, and the ray has to write it this has to write at the corners. Understood? So write it down. Angle BAD is exactly equals to CAD. So you have to look at the angle is always at the middle, at the center. Correct? So how much is your angle? 30 degree. 30 degree each. This is your first angle. And next one, side. Which side is equal to which? And AD is common to both the triangle. Write it down. AD is exactly equals to AD. AD is equals to AD. So you can write it down common. So here you can write it down common. Understood? Next one, what else is equal? And here 90 degree, on other side or other triangle also has a 90 degree. So how do you name this one? Again, you cannot call D, and D means this whole thing is your D. So you have to know how to name this angles, okay? So this is your main vertex, so keep this at the center and then write your arm, okay, rays are there, so write this in at a corner, understood? So angle ADB. ADB is exactly equals to ADC. ADC, how much is the angle? Measure 90 degree each. 90 degree each. So now you have got three parts. Two angles and one inverted sides are equal. Therefore, two triangles are congruent to each other. So therefore, triangle ABD is congruent to triangle ACD by which rule you use? You use angle side angles by, write it down, by angle side angle rules. You can write them this way, okay? So how do we use CPCD? And now if these two triangles are congruent, what about this AC? AB. Is AB is exactly equal to AC? Yes, when I overlap, when I fold this up, and AB is exactly coming on AC. Got it? So that means AC. First one is done. And the second one, any questions you can ask. Got it? And if I ask, is AB equals to AC? Yes. AB, okay. AB is exactly equals to AC. Why? By CPCD. By CPCD, you have to write it down. CPCD. CPCD means what? Once two triangles are congruent, then all the corresponding parts are equal to each other. So AB is corresponding sides of AC. So these two are equal to each other. Same here, angle B is also equal to angle C because these two are corresponding angles. You get it? And now moving towards the fourth one. And third and fourth are similar. Mostly they will just write it down in this way because as we know that, yes, I'll write it down. Angle, angle, side. Angle, angle, side means out of 6 parts, 2 angles. You don't need to go through order wise. Okay, you have to get your side has to be equal. That has to be lying in between 2 angles. It can be anywhere. If 2 angles and one side is equal, then you can just call that 2 triangles are congruent to each other. Understood? So let me give an example. See, suppose I'll write it in this triangle. So let's go 1 triangle and 1 more triangle. I'll just give it here. So see here again ABC. ABC and XYZ. XYZ. Got it? I'll just give this angles, yes, 60 degree. And here also I'll just give here 60 degree. Let me write it here 60 degree. Okay. And this is 60 degree and 60 degree. And again here I'll just give it here 40 degree. And this one is also 40 degree. 40 degree. And now this side is equal. Let's see here. This side is 5 centimeters. 5 centimeters. And also here 5 centimeters. Okay. So here look at these figures. Okay. In these two figures, yes, 2 angles and 1 sides are equal. Okay, 2 angles and 1 sides are equal. And if 2 angles and 1 sides are equal means what? You don't have to see the order. You can just see here, yes, 2 triangles are congruent to each other. Why? Because here it follows. Because, okay, as we know, as we follow this one, same you are getting. See here, in a triangle, okay, if you add up 3 angles in a triangle, it's always getting 180 degree. Once 2 angles is given, third angle is always equal to each other. Got it? So that means this is always lying in between. And here I'm just getting 60 and 40 means 100. How much is left? 80 degree. And how much is left? 80 degree. Again this side is in between 2 angles, 2 equal angles. And this side is in between 2 equal angles. So you don't have to follow. You don't have to follow this order, angle side angle order. Anyway, if 2 angles and one sides are equal, then all the time 2 triangles are congruent to each other. Understood? And for side angle side, you have to follow this rules and order. Side angle has to be lying in between 2 sides. But regarding this angle side angle, you don't have to look at the side is not necessary to be in between 2 angles. Understood? Whether it is lying in between or not doesn't matter. If there has got 2 angles equal and 1 side equal, that means 2 triangles are congruent to each other. Understood? So you have to get clear with this. And now let me write it down. How do we prove? Again. So when you write it down in triangle ABC, now you have to know very clear how to write it. Otherwise, again you have to get problem in the statement. While writing statement, you have to look very clear and look at the corresponding angles and corresponding sides. Okay, so triangle ABC and triangle, let's see here, A I have to write it first. A is 60 means this is 60. So can you write Y, okay, YZX, YZX. It will be better, I'll write from the beginning itself if I write it correct, and your next, okay, last statement will be getting correct. Okay, so now see ABC and triangle YZX. Okay, now write it down. Yes, which two angles are equal? Angle A is exactly equals to angle Y, 60 degree each, 60 degree each, and the next one angle B, okay, angle B is exactly equals to angle Z, that is 40 degree each, 40 degree each, and which one is the last side? Side BC. BC is equals to XZ, so that is given, you can write it down like this. So therefore triangle ABC is congruent to triangle YXZ. So now is this statement correct or not? Because in this way I'm just writing in this means you are getting confused. Okay, why I'm not writing and why I'm not starting from X? See here, A is corresponds to Y. Yes, A is exactly equals to Y, and then B is exactly equals to Z. Is it or not? B is exactly equals to Z, and what is left? C and X is left. It is obviously equals to each other. Correct? So the statement is totally correct. Understood? And some of the students may make mistake like this. ABC means X, Y, Z. They just keep on writing in that way. That's why I'm just telling you, always write in order. If you have written this, and this has to look whether your angles are in proper corresponding angles or not. Okay. So at last, what you have to write it down, which rule you use, you have to write in that way. So by which rules, angle, side rules. You get it? So write in this way, same here, you can use CBCD over here. Once you prove that two triangles are congruent, and which two parts are equal, other part means what? What else is not given? Angle C is exactly equal to angle Z, angle X. So you can write angle C is exactly equal to angle Z. What do you have to write it down? By what reason you can write it down? By CBCDs. Very easy, you can write it down CBCDs. Do you get it? Okay, now we are moving towards the last rule, that is RHS. Okay, last fifth rule, that is RHS. And here you are not finding any angle. A is not given. But how do we define here? R, what does R stand for? R means right angle. R means what? Right angles. Okay, R means right angle. Right angle, and H stands for hypotenuse. Hypotenuse, and S stands for side. Correct? And now here, if two triangles having right angles, both the triangle has to be always in right angle. One of the angle has to be always right angle, and then hypotenuse has to be always same. And then other two sides, whichever is equal, doesn't matter. Understood? Let me give an example. See here. And I'll draw one right triangle. This is one right triangle, and I'll draw another right triangle. See here. So two figures are there, different figures. Let me write it here. A, B, and C. And here P, Q, and R. I'm going to write it here. And always has to be one right angle means right angle. This is the symbol of right angle. And B is perpendicular to BC means it is always forming 90 degree. PQ is perpendicular to QR, that means it is 90 degree. Got it? So 190 degree. And which one is your hypotenuse? Hypotenuse means what? The line segment which is opposite to 90 degree is always called as hypotenuse. Got it? So this is hypotenuse, and this one is also called as hypotenuse. So let me give an age. See here, let's say as 5 centimeters. Your hypotenuse is given here 5 centimeter, exactly equals to each other. Then out of two, one has to be equal. Let me just give it here 3 centimeter. I write it here 3 centimeter, 3 centimeters. Okay, now I've given here three parts are given. One right triangle, and then 90 degree given, and one BC line segment, one side is given and another side is given. So check here whether your RHS is follow this two triangles are follow these rules or not. Okay, see here, 90 degree, correct? And the hypotenuses are exactly same. 5 centimeter, 5 centimeter, exactly same. And then either of these two sides, either these two are equal or these two doesn't matter, got it? So here the other two sides, out of other two sides, your one has to be equal to each other. So 3 centimeter, 3 centimeter, then it follow these rules. Two triangles are congruent by RHS rules, understood? When you write it, how do we write it? See here again, in triangle ABC and triangle PQR. While writing down, you can write in this way. So what else are equal? Which three parts are given? So first of all, right angle means 90 degree. Which one is your 90 degree? Angle B is exactly equal to angle Q, that is 90 degree each. It's given here 90 degree each. And the next one, what else is given here? Hypotenuse. Which one is hypotenuse? So AC. AC is exactly equals to PR. That is given, or you can write it down 5 centimeter each. Okay, which one is the third side given? And that is BC. BC is also equal to QR. That is also write it given. You can write given. So three parts are given. Okay, because of these three parts, two triangles are congruent to each other. Triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR. PQR, by which rule you use? You use RHS. Correct? You use RHS. Understood? So you can write in this way. Okay? So same here. Where you have to use? When you have to use city. Again. So now see, if two triangles are congruent to each other, and which two? All the corresponding parts are equal to each other. When I ask this question, is AB equals to PQ? First check whether these two are corresponding sides or not. Yes? PAB is exactly the corresponding side of PQ. So yes, these two are equal to each other. And second one, AB is equal to PQ. These two are equal. What reason you are going to give it? You can write it down by CBCT. Okay, you can write in this way. CBCT means corresponding part of congruent triangles are always equal. You don't need to write full form. You can just write in short way, short form like this. Okay. So once, now this is the things you can write it. CBCT you use. How do we use CBCT? And how do we present this in your exam and in your books? Correct. You know that two triangles are congruent by looking at the part, and sometimes you are not knowing how to present it and how to write the statement, last statement. So these are very important, and learn it thoroughly. Once you learn those rules, these 5 rules, and it will be really easy to do the exercise. All exercises are based on these rules. And if you're still finding difficult with doing your exercise, and you can write to me through Tibettv. And thank you. See you in the next session.